I'm Lita Leafens.
And I'm Jim Gordon.
Welcome to a new edition of Our City Tonight.
Well, folks, we're back at a place that we like to visit 2 or 3 times a year. It's Creek House on Granville Island. We're in one of the staples of Creek House, that Sandbar restaurant. We're on the 3rd floor on their very cool and coveted, if you're a customer, patio, which is just below the Granville Bridge.
Yes, it is gorgeous here. I've had many meals here, and I must recommend this for anybody who's in the city as well as visiting the city. This is one of the best places to get an ocean view, be right beside the ocean, and also eat amazing seafood.
Well, coming up, besides checking out some new stuff at Creek House, we're going to talk with our old friend Dave. Well, he's not old, but he is an old friend, David McCann. He's going to talk about some of the charitable endeavors that he has showcased on our show, updates on that. And also, Lita, there's a great event that Dave is the captain of coming up July 18th to the 21st. Another great event to raise money for the kids and meals.
And also a lot of new stuff happening at Creek House as well. Some new tenants. He is going to share some of that information with us as well on this episode.
That's right. It's coming up after you watch this. Well, we're joined by a very familiar face to our city tonight. Dave McCann joins us, the GM at Creek House, back here on Granville Island, as we mentioned, for another chat with him and what's going on at Creek House. We're on the 3rd floor here at Sandbar, where we've done a number of interviews. Dave, first of all, we're into July. Welcome back to our city tonight.
It's a pleasure to be here, as always.
Good to have you, sir.
Yeah, well, there's been some changes since we last, well, it's not that we last saw you, but we last had you in November. Can you tell us a little bit about that? It's very exciting.
2 new shops and an owner that sold, and we have a new owner of one of our shops. We have OK Boot Corral, and we have a gallery called Wild Spaces. It's a photographer that works with David Attenborough. And
the David Attenborough. Wow. Sir David.
Sir David Attenborough, yes. Excuse me, David, for that. We have renovated. The cloth shop has been gutted and renovated. Yeah. And a young lady has taken it over and is taking it to the next level.
We should mention too, I think it was last summer where we had a lot of your tenants that are businesses on the upper floors, and where you can see some footage right there where we were on the patio here at Sandbar. But there's a whole activity, a beehive of activity above the shop levels that people may not know here at Creek House.
Most people are really surprised that we have as many offices as we have. We have about 30 offices upstairs. And some pretty creative people, architects, planners. We got a guy that, as you saw, that makes quilts. And a lot of really creative people.
It's a perfect environment for all these people too, and it's great when you can get them together and chat and even do business together.
It's been fun. It's been a fun 30 years I've had here.
That's excellent. Well, of course, we're going to talk a little more about Sandbar, a place where we've certainly done a lot of our segments.
And done a lot of eating.
Done a lot of eating. We're going to do some of that today, too. Don't get us wrong on that one. One of the other things we wanted to do with this episode on Creek House, Dave, is also talk about some of the things that are coming up this summer. As Lita mentioned, you were on the show last fall. We were talking about Granville Island Cares for Kids and really raising money to feed kids in school. It is shocking how many kids go hungry. You've got a big event coming up, and we're glad that we could air this before the event. You've got a big event coming up July 18th, which is a Thursday, to July 21st, which is a Sunday, and it's taking place just next door to here at Creek House. Tell our viewers how they can check this out, have fun with the family, and help kids.
Canada Mortgage and Housing has very graciously given us the space for free. And we're going to fill the carving shed, which at Ocean Artworks, with artwork that people have donated. Literally millions of dollars worth of artwork, as you'll see in a little bit in the show. It's surprising how generous people are. And we're going to give away art by donation. So there'll be a minimum $5 donation, and you'll have a selection of probably thousands of different pieces of art that you can take. Some of the art worth well over $1,000 per piece.
Beautiful pieces. We've been privy to see, and I know Jim has a couple on his wall as well. It's gorgeous.
You've been good customers. Thank you.
It's gorgeous.
Well, we've raised over $210,000 so far.
Oh, congratulations.
Which is 30,000 meals, which essentially means that almost 1,000 children get a good, nutritious meal every day for a year.
Wow.
We were, and speaking of that, we're looking at footage right now from an episode that you co-hosted with us to present to our viewers from last November when we were at Tea House on in Stanley Park. Let's talk about updates on that, because that was a great night, raised a lot of money. Can you update our viewers on that? And as you said, the money is going to the meals.
100%. Not a dime is going anywhere else. There's no administrative costs. They're all covered by Creek House Industries and its tenants and my company. And we raised over $65,000 there. It was hard to do the accounting because people started sending in donations afterwards, and it's hard to say why it came and where it came from.
Yeah.
And then we did the art fair at John Oliver Secondary, and again another $60,000 was raised there. And we've done a number of other events, and people are making individual donations. I'm really delighted. I've had a couple of health issues since then, and I've had to cut back some of my activities. But other people have stepped up to the plate, and I'm hoping we can meet our target. But we've made an impact no matter what.
Well, Dave cutting out his
So say what, you're down to 50 hours a week now? I had to cut back to?
yeah.
60 is more
Take
like
that
it.
with a grain of salt.
Which we should, before we get moving with this episode, we should say you should be cutting back anyway, because you were recently married.
Yes.
I don't know where you found the time, but congratulations.
At 77 years of age, to find a life partner that brings such incredible joy into my life if I talk about it too much, I'm going to cry on TV. I'm just incredibly
We've
blessed.
never seen you so happy, and so congratulations.
That's great, David. Well, before all of us start crying, we're going to move on and check out some new things here at Creek House. Of course, if you've not been here, right in the middle of Granville Island, right by the market, let's go see what else is happening here at Creek House. We'll be back here a little later in the show.
We are here at one of the shops of Creek House, and we actually have filmed here before. There's a big history at this particular shop, and we love it. I am joined by the new owner, Joy, and we are at the cloth shop. Joy, can you tell us a little bit about the history behind this shop and your new history now?
Sure, yeah. So the cloth shop has been operating here in Vancouver for over 40 years. They started up on 10th Avenue, and 10th Avenue is really a booming neighborhood. And we've been down here in Creek House for about 12 years, and I just took over the shop in January.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
welcome.
Yeah.
I have to say, you've done a complete reno. It is gorgeous. The other one was beautiful, but somehow you've made this your own. It's very relaxing, peaceful in here. I just love coming into your shop.
Thank you. That's exactly what we're going for. I was inspired by this place I visited with my family in Norway. A little shop that used to be a general store, but it was right by the ocean, overlooking the fjords, just stunning. And that's really what I want people to feel, is really calm and cozy and warm and welcomed in and really inspired as well.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Now let's talk a little bit about what you have here.
Yes.
For anybody who hasn't been familiar with your shop.
Yeah.
Who do you cater to?
Yeah, we are predominantly a quilting shop, so we do have lots of color, lots of patterns, and we put lots of kits together in different combinations of fabric, mostly quilting cotton, yeah.
Well, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm walking around finding, for instance, your ocean themes that I absolutely love. I do recall your owl themes and animal themes and dogs and pets. And,
Yeah.
and it's spectacular. But if you want to go a little bit more classical, say just color blocks as well as maybe floral, what would you say to your customers coming in here?
Well, we've got it all. You started with the ocean, being this close to the creek and to the Pacific Ocean. Lots of tourists visiting on Granville Island, so we're always going to have ocean and some woodland creatures that make people think of Canada and think of their time here. But we just started carrying a line of solid cottons as well, so we're really diverse. There's something for everyone. Yeah,
I definitely see that. I mean, just the beauty in here, even if you're not a quilter coming in here, and I know what to tell the viewers, don't come and ask Joy to make something for you. This really is all about creatives coming in here and creating something. But it doesn't mean someone can't come in here, someone like me, and ask, say if I do have somebody who can sew something for me, getting beautiful, beautiful cloth.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
All right, well, thank you, Joy, for joining us.
Thank you.
I encourage everybody, this is a gorgeous shop, just to come in here and take a peek. You might be inspired to actually start quilting. Well, I'm now in Wild Space Gallery. What an interesting place, because there's actually 3 things happening here. I'm with Steve Woods, and well, photography royalty, definitely. Amazing, amazing resume. Oh my God, I don't even want to call it a resume. What a career you've had. So why don't we start out by, could you tell us a little bit about yourself, and then boom, let's go right into the gallery inception as well as all the other businesses.
Of course, yeah. So my name's Steve Woods. I'm a wildlife and conservation photographer, originally from the UK, but based in Canada now. My whole kind of premise is to photograph and show the beauty of the natural world in order to raise awareness, raise funds, so that we can better learn and protect the natural environment. We're here in Wild Space Gallery, which is it's a new venture for us, me and 2 other friends. We have a gallery here with another photographer, so there's 2 photographers, and then a clothing company as well. And we're all intrinsically linked in sustainability and protecting the natural world.
It's fascinating. You've been here only 2 months. I see the traffic that's been coming through. We've got a little lull right now, thankfully for us filming. But it's very fascinating how it is all linked together. I mean, let's take your photography to start. You can please be bragging on yourself right now. Didn't you just do a very famous cover?
Yes, yeah. I did.
He's blushing.
I've been very lucky to do some wonderful things. Yeah, I just shot the front cover for David Attenborough's book, Trials of Life, which was a pair of humpback whales, a mother and a calf, just a lovely tender moment together. And I've been very lucky to work with some other wonderful names like Jane Goodall and Paul Nicklin, Christina Mittermeier. You know, it's been great. We actually have, or we've just kind of finished a fundraiser called 100 for the Ocean with Paul Nicklin and Christina Mittermeier and Chase Tieran as well, which has been fantastic. 100 photographers, 100 of the best known photographers and artists from around the world clubbed together to donate their work to raise money for marine conservation. So
now, how can somebody still participate? I know because that particular campaign is over, but it's always ongoing, isn't it?
Unfortunately, ocean conservation is constantly ongoing. The threats that the ocean and the wild world faces is through loss of habitat, but also through climate change, never ever ends. You can do so many different things. The smallest thing you can do, which is actually incredibly impactful, is follow these people on social media, like and share their work, because it brings that work to a wider audience. One of our biggest goals is to actually just raise awareness. So it's coming into stores like this, buying postcards, buying greetings cards, as well as the larger prints and stuff like that, or even just sharing them, you know, with family and friends, and getting kids involved. That's the one of the kind of really the biggest thing.
Well, as we wrap up, can you talk a little bit about your circular fashion that you have here? That's fascinating.
Absolutely. It was one of the most interesting things of this process for me, actually. So my work is very animal-based. So I'm photographing the animals. I'm spending so much time out in the wilds, and that's kind of my remit. My other friend, Jeremy Koreski, who we brought in for the gallery, his work is a little bit wider and photographing the landscapes, the kind of very kind of Pacific Northwest environments. Our work kind of overlaps because the animals that I'm photographing are on and in the land where he works. So that's the kind of synergy there. Then actually we brought another friend in, Anian, Paul from Anian, who is this wonderful clothing behind us, actually, that I'm wearing right now.
Looks
of
great.
course, which is lucky because I get to wear it all the time now. It's circular fashion, so all of it's recycled. It's either recycled or made out of recycled discarded stuff. So, for instance, the buttons are made out of oyster catching boxes or fishing gear, stuff like that. Yeah, exactly. So all of it's recycled, and it's actually designed in East Vancouver.
Oh, fantastic. So we're even more local.
Exactly. So everything that you see here is local. It's designed local, it's made local. All of my work is printed local. We're right here in East Vancouver.
You're taking care of all of us here in BC as well as Canada. So we want to thank Steve Woods. Thanks for having us in your Wild Space gallery, and you can find them at the Greek House shops.
Come by anytime.
Back here with Dave, third level at Sandbar. Come check this great place out on Granville Island in Creek House. Speaking of that, Dave, let's talk about Sandbar is one of the pillars and has been here a very long time, part of Creek House.
Yes, they bought out the lease from Mulvaney's in 2000 and totally got it and renovated the restaurant, added this third floor, and it has become one of Vancouver's finest outdoor dining restaurants.
Yeah, I think since we got to know you, I've been coming over here a lot more. This is a great place for seafood. I mean, that salmon that you and I, Lita, tend to eat with every meal, it's pretty darn good. In between us, you're probably wondering, this young man, Guy, is the GM here at Sandbar. Guy, for our viewers out there, I know a lot of people know about the spectacular patio you have here, which is one of the great things on the third floor just below the Granville Bridge. But tell our viewers a bit about what Sandbar is all about.
So, I mean, Sandbar, we're here like for quite a long time. It's been 24 years, and lately we're really focusing on upping our level on service, and you know, seafood here is amazing. We're trying to keep everything like fresh and amazing. So, I know.
And I should say too, everything that I've had here, and I think Dave and Lita would agree, like even your pizza is really nice. So you've got something for everybody. Seafood's not your thing.
No, yeah. Especially nowadays, we're thinking about every time that you go out with your friends and family, everybody needs to be looked up after, right? So that's our main. It's gonna be seafood, but as you know, at night times we have sushi as well, and we have like a lovely forno, and yeah, we can do pizza, steaks, sushi. We have a little bit of everything. We're very proud of what we can offer to make sure, you know, when we're receiving a guest, they're gonna have full service, no matter what's the preference of the food.
Yeah, because Dave, you mentioned, I remember I've been coming over here since the early 2000s. You've been around a long time. What was here before?
Mulvaney's restaurant used to be here. They eventually went out of business.
Yeah.
And the owner of the Sandbar, Brent Davies, bought it out of bankruptcy, and then basically gutted the place right down to the first floor.
Yeah.
And then rebuilt.
God, I go way back with this place. I remember coming here when they had a DJ and a dance floor downstairs on the main level. Remember that?
And tie-dye ceilings.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Hey, this is great. Come check out Sandbar. Thank you for the food earlier. We had a great meal here earlier in the day. We took a little break, which we always have to do. But let's get back and check out more things here at Creek House. Well, David has joined us again. We're at a place that's relatively new in Creek House called OK Boot Corral. Hats, boots, it's the West. Come to Creek House. Dave, tell us about it.
It's the prairies that have come.
Yeah.
The prairies that have come. Alberta in downtown Vancouver.
Yeah, beautiful.
They moved in here about a year ago. Had a tenant that decided to retire. She'd been here for a couple of years and just thought she'd do better online. So they've got 3 other locations, one down in Gastown, another one in Victoria, and one in Tsawwassen. I find it a very interesting store to have on Granville Island because a lot of their customers are tourists.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And I was wondering how they would do, and they've done amazingly well here. a lot of tourists don't get to Calgary or Edmonton or elsewhere on the prairies. And beautiful product. I mean, I used to wear cowboy boots when I had a farm.
Yeah.
No need for them anymore in the city. But as I say, they've done exceptionally well. Nice addition to Creek House. They've done a beautiful job.
They have, and in the 25, 30 minutes we've been in here getting set up, it's like, you're right, nothing but tourists, and they're buying cowboy boots and cowboy hats, and some people smiling at us right here off camera who are buying, I think, a fair bit of stuff over there, which is always good for the economy. Yeah, this is a great location, and it's right beside the entrance to Sandbar, if you're wondering about St. Creek House. It's OK Boot Corral.
And the nice thing is they buy a lot of their product from Canadian manufacturers.
That's always better too.
Some of it's made by hand, or most of it's made by hand. Some of them in very small shops, and some of them larger. But it's a great addition to Creek House. I'm really delighted to have them.
Excellent. Well, we are literally feet. I'm not kidding you, feet from Creek House, in an area where this is gonna be on big display coming up the weekend of July 18th to 21st with Dave, of course, and a guy who was on our show last year from CMHC, Tom Lancaster is here. Dave, I'm having trouble speaking, you pick it up from here.
Well, I just want to thank Tom, A, for giving us the storage in my car, that you'll see shortly, but also for giving us this for 4 days in the middle of the summer, to do a charity event here to help raise money to feed hungry kids. CMHC has been very supportive of this campaign, and we deeply appreciate it. So, thank you, sir.
Well, thank you. I mean, without you doing all this work, our role is quite small. So we're happy to help out however we can. This is a great initiative. It's going to be a great event. I'm really excited.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too.
And Tom will ask you, this of course adds to the island, Canada's #2 tourist destination, behind I think only Niagara Falls, but we'll argue that. I'd take this over that. But anyway, when you have something like this happening here, what we're going to see here on the 18th to 21st, that just adds to the energy and the excitement here on a busy summer season.
Yeah. Well, absolutely. I mean, this is supposed to be a people's place for the local community to come to, and there's nothing more important than this initiative to the locals.
Yep.
It's wonderful. Doesn't look like much now because it's empty, but coming up on the weekend, 18th to the 21st, please stop by and donate. We want to feed some kids.
Please do.
Well, we're sitting just outside Sandbar here at Creek House, and it's great that we're with Dave at one of the most memorable parts of Creek House, which is the statue that we were sitting just beneath of. 2 summers ago, there was a great opening for this, Dave. Yeah, let's talk to our viewers who may not have seen that. It was part of our show that summer about The Family, which is right behind us.
The Family was originally commissioned by Post Media, the Vancouver Sun province, and was at 7th and Granville. And when they moved to Surrey, they put it in storage, and as people retired, the new people they just forgot they had it. And then one day they were auditing the books and thought, what are we paying for a storage locker? And when they went and looked, they found it.
Wow.
And they were looking for a new place, a new home. And the giants on Vancouver Island, which are behind us in Ocean Concrete, were very lonely. So I got them a family. And
perfect.
Harold Munro, the editor-in-chief of the paper, was instrumental in making this happen. It's one of my favorite places to come and sit for a little while. Every day when I sit in my office and look on my security cameras, I see it, people gathered here taking photographs. And as Jean Chrétien said, when we named it in part dedicated to his wife, family is everything. And it reminds me, and I think it reminds everybody who comes and looks at it and reads the poems and the dedications, how important family is in our life.
Hey, we're getting toward the end of the show. We should remind people again of a few things coming this summer. The most immediate one, Dave, and we talked about it off the top of the show. You've got a big charitable event taking place July 18th to the 21st here. Right. Next door is where you're going to lay all these prints out and things that people can buy. Give our viewers a reminder about that.
I'm going to show you in a couple minutes, as soon as we walk down the street, part of the art collection that I have. And it's mind-boggling. And it's not just for this show. I'm hoping there'll be people that see the show, give me a call and say, I have a community event, I have a charitable event, a senior citizens residence, whatever, and come and help me empty this stuff that was destined for the dump.
Dave, where can people find out more information if they want to help out with the Granville Island Cares for Kids, but also the meals and adding and helping, volunteering? Where can they get more
They
information?
can give me a call here on Granville Island, or they can email me, and we'll put my name
in the credits. We'll have all Dave's information.
And give me a call. I'd be delighted to. I can actually use some volunteers between the 19th and 21st.
Good to know. We'll have that, folks, at the end of the show. If you want to help out with Dave, and it's a great day all weekend, we should say. That's coming up very soon. And we're going to stand us right next door to Creek House.
And I want their help distributing this art to various causes in Vancouver. We've shipped stuff to Newfoundland and to New Brunswick and up the coast. And I'd love to distribute a lot of it here in Vancouver.
Wonderful.
That's great. David, thanks for being a part of our family again here on another episode.
Absolute pleasure.
Sponsorship and other promotional considerations provided by Bosa Foods, authentic Italian, with 2 locations to serve you better. More information, go to bosafoods.com. Well, we're back here at Sandbar Restaurant where we began the show. 3rd floor on their great patio, as I mentioned earlier on. Come check out this great place for food. And this is such a cool patio.
This is one of the best patios in the city for oceanside, ocean view, and amazing seafood, as we mentioned earlier.
I want to thank you for watching. Also thank our good friend David McCann and all the guys at Creek House Industries for being a supporter of our show and all they do for the kids in this city and throughout the province. And we'll have more details coming up later about what this kind of work is doing for people not in Canada. It's a great story.
Yes, it is a great story. I'm Lita Leapin.
I'm Jim Gordon. We'll see you on the next edition of Our City Tonight.
Don't forget to check out 10 years worth of episodes and individual interviews, all on the Our City Tonight YouTube channel. The Richmond Sentinel, providing news, entertainment, and human interest stories in print and online.